Hello, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about gentle care for seniors. So what you can do to bring comfort to the elderly or those who need some nurturing, some attention. Okay. So a lot of the techniques that we're doing today are energetic. So always be certain to ask for permission, right? We certainly ask for permission if we're going to place hands on somebody, right? That's their body. But even with energy work, right? That's their energetic sphere. So we want to ask permission if we can place hands on or do work at a distance. Okay. So if you are a Reiki practitioner, maybe you've moved through my program, you can say to this person, would you like a Reiki session? If you don't know Reiki, don't know what it is, just say there's some energy work I'd like to offer you today. Would you like that? And allow them to say yes. Okay. So these are some energetic holds. These holds I often teach to reflexologists to incorporate in their practice, but you don't have to be a reflexologist to do these. So what you're going to do first is you're going to invite in healing, loving energy. It's called in Reiki, Joshin Kokyuho. It is in my book, right? It's in this book. It's on page 22. And so you can read more about it and learn about how to invite this purifying breath through the body. Okay. We're going to do it today though. So what you're going to be doing is as you inhale, you're going to envision that loving, healing energy entering your crown chakra, entering the top of your head. Okay. As you inhale, it pours through your crown chakra, fills up your inner body. That's all on the inhale. So it's filling up the inner body, that beautiful, loving, healing energy. And as you exhale, you envision it coming out of your palms, right? You envision it as you exhale going out of your palms to the person that you've made contact with. You can do this touching the other person at a distance, a short distance, and you can definitely do it long distance. That's my practice, intuitive, long distance Reiki sessions, right? I'm often giving to a different state, right? To a different country, right? You can send loving Reiki energy or healing energy. It goes beyond what we perceive as space and time, okay? But for our purposes, say you're in a nursing home or it's hospice care, this is something that you would do hands-on, okay? So the first one, as you're inviting in that breath, and once you get hip to just doing that, and do it on your own first, right? So as you're at home, practice inviting the breath in, feel it filling the body, and allow it to come out the palms. You might even feel your hands get hot or a little tingly. So the first one is for the hands. As if you're shaking their hand, for instance, take your right hand and greet their right hand and place it over. You can place your hand on a pillow so you're not holding in any way. And you just are greeting that one hand, inviting that breath in and envisioning that healing energy that has filled your body to come out your palm and enter their palm. Okay. And you'll just stay there for a minute to 3 minutes. You could just do one hand. I remember a friend of mine saying, I was studying Reiki at the time, this is years ago. And he says, oh my God, I totally know that. When I was sitting beside my grandmother and she was in the hospital, I was holding her hand and my hand got so hot. In this way, energy work, in many ways, is love. He loved her so much that with his breath, with his mind, with his heart, his hands grew quite hot, right? And he wasn't attuned to Reiki at all. This is in all of us, right? This loving energy, this life force energy that can move through us, it's in all of us. We need only cultivate it, okay? So that's the hand. You could also do it if they're lying down, come to their feet. And at the very base of, say they're in bed, you'll take both palms and place it under their heels. And literally you're just cradling their heels. And your elbows are supported by a pillow or by a chair. So you're not holding at all, right? Your body is free. And you would hold there for anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes. Okay, very relaxing. They may fall asleep if they're not already asleep. Okay, You can also do it so it's the top of their head. So you just bring your palms together and you place them on the top of their head. Again, they could be lying down, or if they're sitting, you'll just place on the top of their head in that way, right? You can also, and this is our fourth one, so there's 4 holds. In the fourth one, you could do the base of the head. The only trick to this is very gently, in order to get your hands underneath, you're going to want to move their head to one side, place one hand under, move their head to the other side, put the other hand under, and then bring them back to center. So both of your hands are like this, cradling the back of the skull. Your fingertips are at the occipital ridge or the neck. And again, you could hold here 1 to 10 minutes. This position I find probably the most relaxing, especially when I do in-person Reiki sessions. There's just something about letting go and having someone hold this very heavy head of yours, right? Very, very relaxing. And once you get hip to that breathing in, filling your body and it coming out your palms, either in this position or the one where you're holding the heels, you can envision that energy filling up their entire body and traveling to their head back down to the feet. With each breath, you're envisioning it going up and down, filling their body with that loving, healing energy. Okay? So those are your 4 energetic holds. The next one is also a hold of sorts, and we'll call it the patty cake hold. Essentially, you are just meeting your hands to theirs. And if you can, if you're comfortable, if they're comfortable, hold their hands just like this, as if in prayer, but with them, and meet their eyes. In this way, you're really seeing them and you're allowing yourself to be seen. And just stay here as long as you can. This position, in like an acting class, everybody starts to giggle, right? This will often happen like in improvisation class. It's to really to get people to connect, but we're so not used to looking at people and really seeing them and allowing ourselves to be seen. I think this is where the giggles come. It's like, oh my God, someone's looking at me, right? So allowing that all to fall away and to really see somebody. And in this way, you know, this is a community, especially if you're looking at nursing homes or hospice care, or just as we ascend in age, right? There is, this is a community that is often not seen. How do we see someone who has either always felt unseen or has moved in just because of their age is suddenly more invisible, and really seeing them? This is very, very powerful, okay? So that's your patty cake hold. The next one is a reflexology self-care tool. So in reflexology, the solar plexus. The solar plexus is your energy center, right? So in our bodies, it's right here underneath, right there's like the diaphragm, and underneath the breast, right in the center, that's your solar plexus. In reflexology, in the map, it's going to be right at the apex here on both feet, right? So what you will do is, if you're sitting at the base of a bed at someone's feet, again, you could do this after your heel hold, you bring both of your thumbs up to that apex and you simply hold, right? So in this way, if I was sitting at the end of the table, I will come up through here and I'll hold, and I'll do both feet at the same time. And then in this way, I can be here again 1 to 10 minutes. And you will soon discover that, you know, you're going to want some kind of support for your elbows again. So you're not holding. The freer you are, the more that beautiful healing energy can flow through you to them. Okay. So that's your solar plexus hold in the reflexology map on the feet. Okay. The next one is a mudra. I love mudras. Also really, really powerful, especially if somebody complains about their hands. Teaching mudras, teaching different hand techniques and exercises to really get things moving can be very, very valuable, especially if somebody has a lot of inflammation or osteoarthritis. You're going to want to move those fingers, right? So the Apana Mudra or Apana Mudra is one where you will greet your thumbs with your third and fourth fingers. So it's thumbs with your middle finger and your ring finger. and you just simply bring them together. Your other fingers are pointing up. You turn it over, and then you just rest it on your lap. So this is something you would teach to them, okay? And then I always, with mudras, lower my gaze and just simply breathe in, or close your eyes. So you'll teach this to them and have them lower their gaze and simply breathe. This is very, very good if somebody is experiencing fatigue. They're very drained, they're tired, their body hurts, right? They're just tired. This is very, very energizing. Also really, really good for the biliary system, the liver, the gallbladder, right? It's almost a detoxifying, very gently, it's a gentle detoxifying mudra, but it really helps the movement of that lower digestive system, right? And the accessory organs to it. Okay, so that's your Apana Mudra or Apana Mudra. Next is for sleep. So if they're having any problems sleeping, getting to sleep, staying asleep, this is something that you can teach them, or it's something you can do for them, okay? All it is, it's the Ajna Chakra. That's your third eye chakra, right? So the third eye is also related to the pineal gland, which produces and regulates melatonin and serotonin. And if you remember from the video on gratitude in the hypothalamus, that hypothalamus is sending a message to the pituitary is sending a message to the pineal, and then the pineal gland is doing the sending, right? So now that we're looking at the pineal gland, you can teach someone to simply place, I do the third and fourth fingers, just place that on their third eye, their Ajna Chakra, and just simply hold it. In this way, if they wake up in the middle of the night, they could simply turn over and just place their hand there, right? And just hold it. And always taking a few breaths, okay? So that's the Ajna Chakra, or it's the pineal gland, the third eye, your connection to spirit, right? This is being able to see the unseen, to tap into your intuition, okay? So that's something you could teach or do. And two more tools. The next one is connection to earth, right? It's been called earthing or grounding. If this person can walk, to bring them to a plot of earth, grass, sand, soil, get them to take off their shoes and socks and literally walk in it, right? This is like the electrons from the earth. It's getting in contact with that powerful earth energy. If they cannot walk easily, they can stand in that same area. If they cannot stand easily, and maybe they're in a wheelchair, bring that wheelchair to a place where they can take off their shoes and socks and have it so their feet are resting on real earth, right? Not concrete. It's going to be grass, soil, sand, dirt, this kind of thing, okay? So that is their connection to earth. Very, very powerful also, like I was saying, with inflammation of the fingers, can lower inflammation in the body, right? Connecting with that earth energy. Also very energizing, very, very grounding, certainly. So the last tool I wanted to offer up today for gentle care for seniors is listening. This is by far, I would like to think it's the easiest one, but I think it's one of the most difficult, right? Because we all have agendas, we all have our fears, we all have our frustrations. When someone is getting older and they maybe are, having memory issues, they're repeating themselves, to tap into that part of yourself that is not judging, that's not frustrated, the part of you that wants to say, you're repeating yourself again, dad, or you're repeating yourself again, mom, whatever it is, to align yourself and to listen as if it's the first time, ask questions, and really be surprised by yourself and be surprised by them. When my grandfather was getting quite old, he would repeat the same stories again and again and again. And I got to, every time I was with him, just listen to that same story. I loved it. It's like once you get used to being with somebody in that way and just honoring them and resisting those other temptations to tell them they're repeating themselves, that's all coming from fear and ego. You don't need to say anything, right? The best thing you could do is just listen, right? In this way, two of the tools today, one of them is just really seeing somebody and being seen. And the other one is really listening, right? Really listening to somebody who has something to say that they want to share. Okay. So those are your tools for gentle care for seniors, for the elderly. We'll go through them one more time. The first one is learning how to breathe in that healing, loving energy, right? Through Josh and Kokyu Ho. So if you have my book, it's page 22. And that's in Intuitive Reiki and Integrative Approach, page 22. You learn how to breathe in that energy through your crown chakra. Envision it filling your body and coming out your hands. The holds that you do with them are hands, your hand to theirs, below their heels, top of their head, and back of their head. Those are the 4 energetic holds. The next one is see and be seen. It's a patty cake hold, right? Like prayer position, but it's with them. And just really seeing them and allowing yourself to be seen, okay? And again, if that doesn't feel comfortable, just lower your gaze. You're still making contact and there still is that energetic exchange, okay? Next up is the reflexology points for the solar plexus. So bringing your thumbs to the part of the foot, the apex. This is the ball of the foot. It's the apex in the center and holding both feet at the same time. The solar plexus hold. Next is the Apana Mudra or Apana Mudra, where you bring thumbs, 3rd and 4th fingers together, upturn, and rest on your lap. And this is something you teach if they really either need to have movement, right? They literally need to have a bowel movement. This can be very good. And it's also really energizing. Okay. The next one has to do with sleep and the pineal gland. And it's simply this position, having them touch their 3rd eye, right? Or touching it for them. They might be resting on their back and you just place your middle finger there, always envisioning that breath coming in and then out your fingertips is this loving, healing energy, okay? So that is for sleep. And then the next is connection to earth. If you can, bring them outside, place their feet, right, barefoot on sand, soil, grass. If this is absolutely not possible, say they're in a home and they can't go outside, bring earth to them, right? Bring a little planter. Maybe they get to replant something, or there's seeds. They get to tend to seeds and plant the seeds. In this way, they're digging their hands into soil, digging their hands into earth. Very, very powerful, especially for those who have not had children, by planting seeds. The act of doing this energetically is very, very powerful, okay? And then lastly is listening, learning how to listen and letting go of any frustration or anything that comes in that wants to say you're repeating yourself or doesn't want to listen. Just really being with somebody, looking at them and listening to them. Okay, no matter how much they repeat themselves, all the more reason to listen. Okay, so those are your tools for today for gentle care for seniors. I hope it was helpful. I hope you have a beautiful rest to your day. Much love, and I'll see you next time.